Hi, welcome to my next video. In this video I will be talking about my Lunar Cup battles. Lunar Cup is a meta made by Sylph. It's the first meta of the new Sylph season. I'm not that much into Sylph, but I am much into battling, so to do some more battles I do Sylph. And the meta is pretty fun actually. Not going too much in depth into it because I have like an hour full of videos of battles here. So it's already gonna be a long one. It has like I think it has like bug, electric, dark, ghost types. Anything else that I'm missing? I think that's most of them. And things like Scrafty are banned. So you know, some core breakers they banned that. For more information, you should look it up on Sylph. So most of the battles I did were either locally or the one from PvP HQ, which is the biggest community in India. Basically because I like the Indian community. I was looking around and I'm like, yo, why not? I can do some battles here. Why not? I like their community. And they're not really the battles that I'm showcasing here. I did not record all of them, unfortunately. I don't think I've recorded any losses. I've had 2 losses, but I did not record all of them, unfortunately. But I've also not been participating in the bigger remote tournaments that I usually do, such as the one from Panic. Basically because since I work full-time at the office again, I find it very obnoxious to plan with other time zones. You know, when I work full-time at the office till 5, then I come home, make dinner, maybe do some chores, then maybe I stream my GBL battles in the evening, and then I have to do Sylph, you know. Especially with other time zones, can be difficult. I would love to participate in some of those again in the future, but for now I'm doing locally. Let's just start with the first battle because I have an hour of battles. In this is the 6th battle, the 6th matchup of the 6th round of PvP HQ. And in here I'm playing against Anish Got Floppy. I was running Heracross, Obstagoon, Magnezone, Mandibuzz and Electivire here, and Umbreon. Basically kind of meta. I'd later dropped Obstagoon, but for this cup I still use it. My team was very weak to Galvantula, and my only loss there was a very close one too, against the Galvantula. Electivire is kind of special. It's kind of a surprise factor. Opponents don't really know what to do or what the count is of it often. Which can really work into my benefit. Wild Charge hits anything hard, even resisted, like to a Rose Rate, does like 60%, or to Magnezone. It's insane. Ice Punch has coverage for like Rose Rate or Zweilous, so it can hit that for super effective. And you can also opt to run Flamethrower, though you only pick up Magnezone with that really, except if he shoots. So it has that going for it. My opponent also has quite a meta line. Don't be fooled by the Roselia, it's a Rose Rate. He informed me. Some people fill it in incorrectly. That happens. My production tools are a bit scuffed. I actually don't have any. So let's see if I can keep up with how fast these battles go. Let's get into the first one. Basically, as long as there is no Galvantula, my line has a lot of play. And most people aren't really using Galvantula so far. I think because there's a lot of rock type coverage. A lot of people run the Heracross Crustle core, and yeah, it's kind of a liability against that. I lead Magnezone into Zweilous here, but I have Mandy and Heracross in the back. It's not a great matchup for Magnezone actually. I resist the Dragon Breath. Magnezone's fragile, also has a high attack, so Wild Charge still chunks. I do have better answers, honestly, so I could have swapped immediately, but I don't know, I just was hoping he would shield, fearing that I might be very weak to Zweilous. He brings in a Crustle. This is the first time I see this Crustle, and I see it has Fury Cutter. That means this Crustle is not as strong against my Mandibuzz. It means that my Mandibuzz is actually really strong against this line, because this is basically the only thing that counters it. I shield the Rock Slide, of course, Rock Slide has to be respected, but if we look at stat distribution, Mandibuzz has like 2400 and Crustle has about 1800, so as for stat product, I beat this pretty hard. But I don't want to go shields down here, I think. Because I have Heracross and Magnezone, they're both very fragile, and they die to pretty much everything, so I gotta keep that shield. I'll counter this now with my Heracross. It's rank 120, I think, that I traded with a friend. Very fortunate. I think I did like 10 trades, and I got a really good Ultra one and Great League one. Throwing resisted close combat, it does more than a Rock Blast. My opponent, I think he should throw a Weather Ball before doing this. But the thing is, I would probably not shield anyway, because I could counter him down. He doesn't get 3 Weather Balls either way. So that's a good game. That's a good game. Mandibuzz really put in a ton of work there. We go into the next battle. So in this battle, I know that his Crustle has Fury Cut. That's really valuable information. Mandibuzz is a Pokemon that's really been growing on me in GBO and Sylph. I mean, it's viable or possible to use in every Sylph meta basically so far. So it's coming in quite handy here as well. It's not a great rank, it's about 1600. Means that I win quite some CMPs, which helps sometimes. Unfortunately, that lost me 1 round. Because my opponent apparently had even a Warge Mandibuzz, that happens. I noticed that my opponent is quite unfortunate with his fast move denial. So I make huge advantage of that. I'm 2 air slash ahead now. Looking by the damage we're dealing, I think mine is better IV as well. Maybe he has like a 3000, 4000. Also, the fact that I see the Mandibuzz here is really good for my Heracross in the back, because Heracross is double weak to flying. And it has a horrible matchup against Mandibuzz. So that's good. I think his strat is something like bait out my Heracross and then have the Ascaf in the back. Ascaf is not great against Heracross either. Because he just swaps into the Swallows like that. Maybe he didn't want me to farm him down. That's fine. And here he comes in, throws the Aerial Ace to grab my last shield. I don't really like that, but I do like this thing. Although I'm shields down, so it's kind of iffy. I'll throw a rock Blast first, then the Close Combat. I think do I have an Aerial Ace stored? No, but I'm close to it. Okay, he's CMPs with me, kind of tough, but since it's a Poison Jab, Roserade, I believe, yes, Poison Jab. The fast moves are double resist on Magnezone, and I survived 1 Weather Ball. Still does a lot though, you'll see. Good thing it's nerfed. And the Wild Charge kills here. I have no idea how much Mirror Shot does, honestly, but you know, let's just be safe. I highly doubt that would do a half anyway. Magnezone into Roserade. Bad lead, honestly. Let's see what he does. Can I catch a move, maybe? I think my plan here was to catch, but I didn't expect him to throw immediately, which he does. So I'll shoot it up. Because I want to keep it alive. He catch my move. A really good catch by him. But I can salvage this, because this brings him into counter down range. He doesn't even get to a body slam here. Really nice. I come out with a Rock Blast. Even if he comes in with his own Mandibuzz, I have moves for it now. He does come in with it. And I throw immediately because nothing on his line resists rock. It's super effective but a weak move. Look at those air slash dealing a lot of damage. And my good IVs come in clutch here because I can't get to another move. Honestly, at this point it's already game, because since he swapped out, he gave up switch, even though he had a pretty good lead. I can now align my Mandibuzz to the Roserade and my Magnezone here. I don't want to shield, I just want to chip this thing. He shields anyway. And I'm keeping the shields for my Mandibuzz, because Mandibuzz is gonna clean this up, you know? So that's good. And my opponent knows. That's game. We now have round 7. This was the last round in the PvP HQ. The PvP HQ tournament. As you can see here, my opponent has also quite a meta line, but he has Skuntank and a Raichu. Raichu learns both Charm and Volt Switch, so we'll have to see what it is. Usually I just anticipate Charm. I swap in my Electivire here, hoping to bait out the Heracross. That'd be quite cool. if I bait out the Zweilos, that would not be cool. I assume that my opponent would want to bring the Heracross here so it avoids the Mandibuzz. He catches my Wild Charge, it does a lot of damage, and I Thunder Shock down. So this gives me the idea that he might have something else that's good against my Mandibuzz, because he let that go really easily. I'll throw another Wild Charge here. My opponent has to respect this, because that would almost knock out. I have Switch, but I think I want to bring in my Mandibuzz again, because I'm expecting either Crustle or Raichu in the back. He must have something else that's good against my Mandibuzz. I'll throw my Aerial Ace there. Very strong move, does a lot of damage. Kappa. Honestly though, if Mandibuzz had Sky Attack, it would be maybe too much, you know. I'll swap immediately, and it is the Raichu, and it is Charm. This is still not the best for Magnezone, but I should be able to pull through. I throw this move. I don't care if he shields or not. I need a Mirror Shot and a Wild Charge anyway to kill. Stingler's Brick Break, and he's not slow. It's a cheap move. It takes about 6 charms to get there, which is 18 turns, and it takes, I believe, 12 turns for me to get to my Wild Charge. So, you know, this is kind of a race, although I'm fine here. Wild Charge still KOs, and I can Spark Down because, you know, Poison Jab's double resistant. It's a good game. I lead Heracross here into the Skuntank again. If I see the same lead, I sometimes anticipate the same backline again. In that case, if he has the Raichu and the Heracross again, I need to switch. I should outpace to 2 Rock Blasts by just one fast move. In comes the Raichu, trying to snipe me, but the charm does not do that much, it's not stab. Raichu does have high attack, he lets it go. I was now Spark Down, thank you. That's kind of a interesting play. He's putting all his money on his Heracross, despite me bringing Mandibuzz last round. I'll just take 2 shields and bring Mandibuzz in. Mandibuzz can take anything on it, honestly. So I'll bring it in right here. The Skuntank is almost dead. I think it has like 1 HP. Maybe it gets to a flamethrower still. It's fine. He baits me with a Rock Blast. Mega Horn or Close Combat would do more. I run Close Combat on my Heracross because it does more damage and it's kind of cheaper. It's a bit cheaper. But I see a lot of people running Mega Horn. There's no Psychic types you need to hit. And the Dark types you hit super effective for are also hit super effective by Close Combat. So I don't really see the need to run Mega Horn here. A good lead here. He stays in. Maybe he has Crustle in the back then, because Crustle has an awful match against Magnezone. It basically dies to 2 Mirror Shots and some Sparks. But also, this matchup is not great. If he has Snarl, because I died to 2 foul plays, and I think now he's barely in Wild Charge range. So I could barely lose the zeros there. I'll farm up more. He lets it go, it barely kills, that's good. And he swaps in his Heracross. I didn't want to stay in there debuffed. I want to keep my Magnezone for my... Oh, he lets it go, by the way. See you later. But I want to keep it in case he has a... What's it called? A Crustle in the back, right? Because I'm not too strong against it. So I was hoping he would swap out if I brought in my Electivire. I think he already gave up at this point because this Charm Raichu's not going to do it. Charm is strong in the meta, but the Pokemon that have Charm in this meta are not strong. Or not really good at using it, at least. And I just chip it, you know, if he no shields, fine, I'll just Air Slash down. I don't really fear this thing, honestly. Yeah, that's game. I'll just throw this foul play, and that's a trio. And then for the next round, I believe against yeah, this is a local. I ran a slightly different team, basically the same months, but with Crustle instead of Obstacle, because I found Crustle has almost no weak spots in this meta. This is basically just like Golurk, and that's it. It has play against everything. That said, Umbreon, also an absolute staple. I really like Umbreon in this meta as well. With 1 Snow advantage, you even beat Ascav in the 1s, maybe the 2s as well, I believe, if he doesn't bait you. And this Crustle is also not even a bad matchup, but because he shields, I want to keep it alive. I want to bait out the Magnezone with my Crustle here. I learned that from the tactical, which he used, that strat, he used that once against me, so it came up to me here. And he does have the Magnezone, but he did not bring it in immediately. He let himself get farmed down, interesting play. He also tried to catch an X-Scissor. I mean, these moves are resisted either way. I did not think I would get to a Rock Slide. I think I would die in 2 sparks, and I needed 4 turns to activate it. So this is fine. I have the Magnezone here, the Roserade in the back. If I just get rid of this, I win. I know I survive Wild Charge here as well. I know my Umbreon quite well. But he baits me. The debuff is not optimal, but he dies to foul plays still. So that's fine. Well, maybe with a Snarl. I also haven't seen the fast move on the Roserade really. It's Poison Jab, better for my Magnezone, worse for my Electivire and Heracross, honestly. Also better for my Crustle. It was interesting, my opponent. I think if he just swapped out of the Crustle at the start instead of letting himself get farmed down, maybe he was trying to get to another move, but he did. Okay, he has a Houndoom. I think Houndoom is also an absolute staple in this meta. There's not that much that hard beats it, you know. The only thing it really loses on is bulk. Its moveset. It has an expensive moveset, and it just charges slow as well. If you use Fire Fang at least, you can use Snarl, but it also does one-shot stuff. He baits me. Interesting play, because if you play against an Umbreon, the odds they shield is slim. Umbreon is the Pokemon that just eats move, honestly. Let's see what his second move is. It's Flamethrower. Worse for my Magnezone. But still okay, my Magnezone's not on it. Throw another Last Resort, no way, double shields this. And I win Switch with a shield up, which is insane. Now I can align my Crustle to this. And he has his own Magnezone. I'll swap in my own Magnezone because that's better play here. See what he does. Actually throws the Wild Charge immediately. I think that's worse for me. Also, I bait here, which is kind of my loose con. This does no damage even when he's double debuffed. But he shields anyway. That's very fortunate for me. Because if he doesn't, I think... well, I'm not saying he wins, but he has a better shot. Mirror Shot. See? It just does nothing. Just does nothing. But this Wild Charge will KO. In comes the Houndoom again. I can't lose this unless I no shield, of course, because this thing is high attack and it will do a lot of damage. And there we go. Let's game. Let's see what he brings in. We have the Crustle Mirror here. Do I have Mandy in the back? No. And I desync. Or did he desync? I didn't see it well. I think he desynced. And because the desync I can't catch. No, I desynced. But I know it's X-Scissor. I know I survive. I'll keep the move. I'll come in my Heracross. He's trying to get to a move, but he doesn't. Let's see what he brings in. The Roserade. I'm kind of glad my Electivire avoids this. Actually, there's not really anything in the back that hard beats my Electivire anymore. So I'm pretty happy with this. If he shields this, I'll have to take it out with my Crustle. If he no shoots, I think he dies. Yeah. Oh, actually 1 HP. If I had higher attack here, he would have been dead. It's fine. I'll just bring in my Electivire to Thunder Shock him down, which he lets me to. He didn't swap right away. So now you're gonna see some Electivire power. Electivire is a very simple Pokemon. Just Wild Charge. It does massive damage, so that's great. Boom. Bye. That was great. The next one is Slow King 002. I think we played before in Commander Cup, and he handed my ass to me because I was very weak to Charm, and he had a Charmer. He just double shoot that. So this is a good time for me to take my revenge. He has a very meta team as well. He has Frostlass. I don't think we faced that one before. People don't use it a lot either. I've used Frostlass as well at the beginning. But there's a lot of cross and dark types. I shield here because I'm actually using the same strat as against my previous opponent. I want to bait out Magnezone at some point with my Crustle and sweep with my Mandibuzz. So I shield that move. I was expecting a Leaf Storm, but he threw Dazzling Gleam. And since he CMPs with me there on a Weather Ball, I'll just undercharge and take it more off. He brings in Obstagoon. I'll swap out my Crustle to bait out this. So this is good. Honestly, Obstagoon kind of beats Crustle as well, despite me having super effective X-Scissor, but counter is just a really good move. Best scenario, he no-shields everything, which he does, because I need to get rid of this thing. Also, the Obstagoon is still kind of problematic. I know I can farm up a little because he threw immediately. That's good for me. He was afraid I was close to another move, maybe. I'll get rid of it. Throw the last resort. He was crazy weak to Heracross in the back, by the way. He didn't even attempt to bait it out. If I had Heracross there, Heracross would have swept. Yeah, this is just a matter of playing it out, really. Air Slash Mandibuzz is actually has pretty clean matchups against Obstagoon. So I should closely win this, honestly. I still have my Umbreon to maybe get to another move if I need to. And I get another Air Slash through as well, really good for me. Cross Shot does nothing, so I think I'm fine here. Yeah, this doesn't kill yet, and we just Air Slash this down. Boom. Alright. The next battle. We have Heracross into Crustle. We know it's a Smackdown Crustle, so this is a very even matchup. Wait, no, he doesn't have Smackdown. He has Fury Cutter, so this is a good matchup, honestly. Though, Rock Slide does a lot, so I don't want to eat that. I definitely don't want to eat that. It's about, I think, 6 of my counters to get, for him to get to his Rock Slide, so I was counting. I'll throw my Rock Blasts here. And because he baited me, he actually outbaited me now. Farm up a little more. I honestly don't even want to take an X-Scissor, because then the next Pokemon can likely farm me down. Especially if it's like if it's a Frostlass, I want to be able to get to my moves. See what he brings in. If it's Mandy, I probably swap. He brings in Magnezone. All right. It's kind of scary because I don't have shields. So both Crustle and Mandibuzz would struggle with it. He brings in the Obstagoon after that, maybe anticipating me to swap. Very interesting play. And also kind of handing it to me, because if he stayed in with that Magnezone, I would have struggled a lot. Honestly, I think my Crustle still would have been able to take it out closely. But it would have been very difficult. Now he let me farm up energy on my Heracross to have a move on it. I have energy on my Mandibuzz as well. And that made it much easier for me. I can even get to another move here. So this is actually what I said in the first match. If I had Heracross in the back, I would have annihilated his line. And now I did. But now he leads Magnezone. Not great. I'll swap in my Electivire here. I'll throw Flamethrower immediately. A lot of people think I have Ice Punch, so they no shield. This one didn't. If he Wild Charge is fine, I would survive barely, and he would be debuffed. But he baits me. I should have known, honestly. I actually wanted to no shield this one too. I kind of have to respect it. But I still shoot. Yeah, I still shoot because I have to respect it. But honestly, I shouldn't have because he kept baiting me the whole 3 matches. Catches the move on this Crossel, which just sucks because he outpaces me here. I hate that. And I'll keep this move. I want to keep that move. And I'll bring in the Mandibuzz. It's not useful against Magnezone, but if I can get like extra energy maybe, maybe I can throw another Foul Play into it. That would be great. I don't know why I'm throwing Aerial-Ace. Foul Play is better. Maybe because I was afraid he would catch or something. Again, he throws an X-Scissor. I could have... Oh wait, I do actually. I do undercharge. And I'll farm down. One of a Foul Play. He brings in his own Mandibuzz. That's kind of bad. I need to get out. And he simultaneously swaps. Wow. I guess maybe I want to catch an Aerial-Ace. I don't know. Yeah, this just plays out for itself. This one I lose unfortunately because he still has a shield. What I needed to do was to CMP on his second wild charge, win the CMP, then get a shield, then wild charge. I don't know if wild charge would have killed honestly. Next one is Music of Michael. Alright, we have the Obstagoon here. This is fine because I don't want this on my Magnezone in the back. And, you know, I like Crossel elsewhere as well. He has a Raichu as well. Maybe Charm, maybe Volt Switch. This matchup is kind of dull. Because it's just cross chops, Aerial-Aces. Hopefully the back is more exciting. I'll farm this down, win switch, which is pretty big because I can align my Magnezone here. Let's see what he does. He tries to catch onto his Roserade. I throw the Wild Charge right away. If he thinks he caught a move, guess again, there's 60% damage on you. And I don't need, even if he threw a Leaf Storm here, it doesn't matter. I think he needed one more, maybe, or maybe a Dazzling Gleam. Either way, didn't really matter because I have Magnezone and this Roserade was low after the Wild Charge. All I had to do was chip with Smackdowns, and then Magnezone dominates this Crossel. I don't think. Do I even throw a move here? I don't think I do. I don't even need to shield, but you know, just out of respect. Alright, the next battle. Magnezone into Raichu. Let's see what it has. If it has Volt Switch, it might be a bit bad. Because he learns Brick Break, which is super effective. It's a weak move, but super effective. It's honestly still quite neutral, honestly. I'll throw in his Volt Switch, so I don't risk him getting any moves in, even though my False Move Denial can be a lot in my favor. Throw another Wild Charge. Does this kill? This does a lot. That doesn't kill. I'll swap in my Crossel immediately. I think I was counting, but I was kind of confused with Thunder Punch. That it's like 3-2, 3-2 Volt Switches for a move every time. I should have known that was a Brick Break. Let's see if it matters. So far it doesn't look great because I want this on my Mandibuzz. The fact that he throws Weather Ball here makes me think he has Dazzling Gleam. Because he doesn't even try to get the Leaf Storm. Throw the X-Scissor, still chunks, it's respectable. He doesn't even kill me, because I kill him. And again, the Obstagoon in the back. I guess he kind of has to, because it's his only hard answer to like my Magnezone there. Magnezone looks very difficult for his line, so kind of needs to bring his Obstagoon every time. I guess my lineup is quite RPS for my opponents, but not so much for me, because I have a lot of options to play around the Obstagoon. Really, I can bait it out, or have neutral matchups against it, or I can just destroy it with the Heracross. Either way, I can get that aligned. Really, it's never a worry. Again, my opponent has a Frostless on his line, but as you can see, people don't really use Frostless. It's just not that great of a mon in this meta. The third match, we have Crustle into Obstagoon. It's very neutral, but I'm afraid he might have a Mandibuzz in the back, because he needs Heracross coverage. Might also be the Roserade again. Let's see what he does. We get lag, fantastic. I'll throw the X Scissor. If he no-shoots this, that'd be perfect. But he shields. So I think my plan here is to win switch, because I don't want my Heracross on the Mandibuzz if there's one. And I'll take 2 shields if he... Because yeah, I think I didn't swap here, did I? No, I let him take me out because I don't want Heracross on Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz, like Heracross with a shield up is ridiculously good. Like I can hit anything for hard damage. Even Mandibuzz close combat does a lot, but he brings in the Roserade here with Bullet Seed, so this is pretty even, honestly. Though I think Weather Ball kills me at this range. Close combat coming through, and in the back is the Raichu. So Heracross is definitely the dominant fighter in this meta, in my opinion. Ascav is a close second, probably. But it's really good. Next one, I played against this player a lot previous season, and he does not have a good record against me. I desync in this match, unfortunately, not great. But I have double electric. So if he has a Mandibuzz, I'll be very happy. Which is likely, because he needs Heracross coverage. Could also be the Alolan Raichu. I've not seen that one before. It's interesting. It's basically an electric type that can also lose to dark types, so I'm not that much of a fan. Do I let this go? Yeah, let's go. Because this basically is only hard, what's it called? Magnezone answer, so I'm kind of fine here. See what he brings in. He brings in the Frostless. This is the first Frostless user that actually brings it too. I go for the sneak in. I actually expected Frostless because I know him and I know he likes Frostless, like I do. He sneaks in as well. It's okay. I'll just throw 2 Wild Charge. If he no shields one, he's dead. Sneaks another one in. Not great, because now he can get to a move against my Magnezone. This thing is not in Mirror Shot range yet. Mirror Shot does about 50%. And I'll definitely respect this move. If it's Shadow Ball, it does about 80%, I think. 75 maybe. I'll be in the red. I know Mirror Shot barely doesn't kill her, so I'll throw Wild Charge. There's nothing in the back that has like fast move pressure on me anymore, so I'm comfortable with throwing Wild Charge. And I'll throw another one even. So my Electivire is dry, right? I don't think he knew that. I think he was building to 2 Thunder Punches here or something. Well, he needed a Thunder Punch and a Wild Charge, I guess. But I had no energy, so he could have been a bit more mild with his energy. Crossover into Raichu. It's a pretty good lead because Bug is perfect against his Psychic, so he has to respect my charge moves. The Smackdowns add up a lot too. Again, I desynced at the start, but that does make me get another move through. He brings in Ferrothorn. Yikes, dude. This is actually where Mega Horn is better. Because you're gonna see that the Power Whip does a lot. And this Rock Blast does not KO. So he gets to another Power Whip here. Without shooting. Do I die? I don't die. And I'm one off a Rock Blast. So if he comes in with the Raichu, I can get there in the Volt Switch. And I do, so that's good. Now I'm expecting him to shield this because he might be running something like Obstacle in the back. Like maybe he tries to bait out my Heracross. So I'll bring in my Magnezone here, anticipating his Obstacle in the back. He throws a blind Wild Charge. I'll blind swap immediately because I expect him to swap after debuffing himself. And in comes the Obstagoon. I have 2 X-Scissors here, so that's good. You can see this is some good super effective damage. I dig it. There's one problem. If I shield this and I let myself get farmed down by the Raichu, I lose because then he just wild charges my Magnezone again. So what I need to do is to spark this down. I can't have his Raichu get energy, and that thing, the Obstacle barely didn't get to move. I was very lucky there. A very close game and well played by my opponent. Let's see if we can skip the desync this time in match 3. That would be awesome for once. I'm bringing into Raichu, very good lead. I anticipate him having the same line already. Oh, I desync again, that's great. And because I anticipating running the same line, I'm not swapping my Heracross in. I'll just play this out. Because even though I have a really good matchup against Raichu with this, I also have a horrible matchup against Obstacle with this. So, you know, that kind of evens out. Obstacle with 2 shields might be able to take out both my Umbreon and the Crosser, you know, especially if like Raichu is able to farm down my Heracross and get to a Wild Charge, or maybe 2 Wild Charge on my Umbreon. That'd be very bad for me. So I'll just stay in. Now if he has Mandy, I probably lose. Because then my Heracross is not great. Throw the last resort for Chip. Doesn't matter really. I'm gonna destroy this thing. And I think he anticipated too because he swaps really fast. I don't think I shield there. No, because if he wild charges, I just counter everything down. Can he farm me down? I don't think he can. I might get to another move, honestly. Oh, 1 HP. And actually overtap, which is fine. Simultaneous is even better. I'll just shield anything just to be safe, just in case he has like a Hyper Beam that only takes 5 counters, you know. Nice boost you got there. But that's fine. He dies with that anyway. So here I hard predict this line. This player, I played him twice. I believe the line he used was the one right below. It's not because he has an S-Calf. Let me see if I have it somewhere. Is it? Yeah, there we go. There's the S-Calf. This pretty good matchup, honestly. He brings in the Electrode. I anticipate him to bring like Electrode and Drapion because those 2 are very safe. He also filled in Roselia, by the way, but it's Roserade. Umbreon just wins this very cleanly, just on stat distribution. Even though I always said Umbreon is a very boring Pokemon, if you want to win, I mean, just use it, dude. It's so good. It's so good. Can I farm this down? I think I want to. Otherwise, I'm just like easy. Just an easy farm. I don't want to be an easy farm. So I'll farm this down. He swaps in the Drapion immediately. So as anticipated, Drapion in the back. He no-shields this. At this point, I could even consider just fast moving everything down because he has 2 shields. And Smackdown hits pretty hard. Another crunch coming through. This might be a bit iffy. Because maybe he can poison sting me down. I still have a shield though, so that's fine. There's only Electrode at 1 HP really. it came down to a fast move beatdown after all. Oh wait, Escav is still there. Does he get to move? Nope. Because his moves are pretty expensive. So that's good. In comes Electrode. I snarl it down immediately. My snarl lands slightly faster than Volt Switch. And just in case Ashes wouldn't kill, I brought in Umbreon. Electivire into Roserade. Let's see what he has. He has Bullet Seed. That's an okay matchup for me. Throws on alignment. I don't get my move through, unfortunately. I do shield it. It doesn't really matter. I anticipate him to shield as well, or the KO. Flamethrower comes out pretty fast, but it also doesn't outpace this thing really. I don't think I shield again. I'll keep this. I have a Wild Charge ready right now, and I'll bring in the Umbreon immediately to bait out the Escav. Bait it out. I mean, I'd rather have my Mandibuzz on it, of course. But you're gonna see how dominant. It's not really a dominant matchup, but how busted Umbreon is. You need Heracross or Obstagoon to consistently take out an Umbreon. Because the thing is, if he shielded, I would have outpaced him to the next move. So it's a smart no-shoot by him. It's very smart. Recognizing he would not get there before I did. He shields again. It's okay with me. Might even swap out at this point. Runs Dazzling Gleam. Okay. Need to be aware. Okay, Drapion in the back. That's actually fine. I just need to stay out of Dazzling Gleam range. And I need some energy. I did some air slash damage, so now I bring in the Electivire. And throw the Wild Charge. And that does a lot of damage. I don't attack here. Because again, if Roserade gets energy, he Dazzling Gleams me. I might die. I don't want to die. I want to kill. Another big aerial is coming through. I mean, on Roserade, anything is hard, really. That's a pretty good game. Mandibuzz into Crossowl. That's a bad lead. If he has Fury Cut, it's kind of neutral though. But he does not. He D6. That's very fortunate for me. Because now maybe I'm able to get to another move. Yes, I sneak my move through. I think he has better IVs or hits like bulk / break points because I have lower HP. Brings in Roserade again. Man, he really likes that thing. People who have Roserade always use it. I don't feel like it's that great against my line even, but for some reason it didn't even activate my move here. Not that I win Sync P anyway, but it was kind of interesting. Farm it down before it gets to Dazzling Gleam. Really good because it's like 6 bullet seeds. I think he died with it. In comes Crossowl again. I have energy to kill this. I'm anticipating Drapion again. Just like I said about Roserade, people who have Drapion on his line, they use Drapion. I mean, I already played this battle, so I knew, but this is what I noticed. Drapion is a very safe Pokemon to use in this meta. Like, even against the Golurk, if it comes into wreck you. Let's see. Then you still get to a crunch to take a shield. Here we have Brian, a friend of mine, a student. I once coached him. Let's see what he has. He has quite the meta line as well. He has Frostless and Drapion. And other than that, we have kind of the same line. I tried to catch the move there, but I did not. He threw in my animations. Good by him. And I swap out. I'm running classic ABB here, baiting out the Heracross, so my Magnezone can sweep. I found my Magnezone pretty good against this line, honestly. Against Frostless, Mandibuzz, Crossowl, and still hits Drapion and Umbreon pretty hard. He needs to throw Mega Horn or Close Combat to kill me. And if he does, I outpace him. I'll throw Last Resort. I know Brian. He thinks I bait a lot. I always say, always bait on my stream. But I did not. So now I have Switch. Or maybe he doesn't care. Maybe he has Crossowl in the back and he doesn't care about Switch. That's also possible, of course. Throw another Last Resort. Chunks. He shields is good. I'll bring in my Mandy immediately. Is that the play? I don't know. But I didn't want his Drapion to farm me down. And if it was cross on the back, my Magnezone is still fine against his... my Magnezone is still fine against his Drapion as well. I'm not gonna say because I resist Poison Sting, because honestly, that doesn't do anything anyway. Drapion, like, is a very versatile mon. It just also functions as a complete dark type, basically because the false move doesn't really do damage. It really relies more on the energy it generates, right? And it generates fast. All I have to do is get it to Wild Charge. I believe Brian is pretty smart. He knows that I have to, and that if I mirror shot, that will be his win con. Because if he no shields that, I probably lose. But yeah, here he goes. He dies because he knows that I was at double Wild Charge. And his only win con is me throwing mirror shot there. So it's very smart by him. This is a neutral matchup. I don't like it here because I have Mandy in the back, so he likely has answers to Mandy. I'll swap in my Mandy just like that, trying to catch something. You know, Mandy still isn't even the worst against a crosser, you know? That's how busted this Pokemon is. Look at this. If I shield here, he's gonna have a struggle. Because I barely outpace the crosser to its Rock Slide. Though, after really low HP, he's gonna throw X-Scissor, of course. The fact that I deny and sneak so many moves really helps in these kind of matchups. He lets it go again. Takes the shield advantage for his Drapion. A smart play by him, knowing that when my Mandy is gone, that there's nothing really that threatens his Heracross anymore. So I think it's a very smart no-shoe by him. I bait him because I feel like you have to shoot something. Try to catch, but he throws into animation again, so it's smart by him. Now I'll swap though, and I'll have to shield the Sludge Bomb, but I see CMP time on him with it. So if he wants to get off, he has to shield. Now I shield this, but the Heracross has quite some energy. His Heracross has quite some energy. He stayed in for a bit, which lets me get it. That allows me to get some energy, maybe get to this Rock Blast. Do I? I don't. I CMP with him. The one time I don't sneak. I'm not complaining. I sneaked and denied so much. I'm not complaining. But let's say I did. I would have even taken out that Heracross as well. And that because that Heracross barely died in one smackdown, I get to this X-Scissor as well. The Poison Stings don't do anything, and I get to the X-Scissor at 1 HP. Great game. Very well played by my opponent as well there. Crosswind into Mandy, very good lead for me. I expect him to have the Drapion again, but because he stays in, I'm actually expecting Frostless. So I just want Switch. That's fine. If I have Switch, that's fine. I don't want to get farmed down though. I'll throw right before he gets to the next foul play. He brings in the Heracross. I don't want my Magnezone on this, so I also don't like he gets so much energy though. But this Smackdown damage is really nice because with the counters he gets into Rock Blast range, so that's really good. We CMP on this. I think it's a bit desync. Though he should win CP anyway, because I have good IVs. Ridiculous IVs for a European having Heracross. He shields, that makes me very uncomfortable, honestly. But he stays in as well, that makes me more comfortable. Just because I don't want him to keep the Heracross for his Magnezone, for my Magnezone, but he doesn't, so that's great. In the back is the Drapion, as predicted. He didn't really have to stay in against my Mandy Buzz, did he? Against my Crossel? No, he didn't have to stay in against me into my Crossel. That's quite interesting, honestly. Those were good games. We have Lorenzo again. Let's see. I think he had this line this time. He did not. Same matches again. I believe so. I believe it's the same matches. Yeah, this is the same matches. Alright, that's fine. We can just skip these then. Great production by me. So these were actually kind of bonus. This matchup against Triptando. I wasn't planning on doing this as well, but we matched up right before I was going to record my video, and I was like, yeah, why not? So let's do these as well real quick, because they were really good games. Let me see, sped up. Yep. All right. So let's get in the second matchup. The bonus matchup against Triptando. We met in real life at Community Day for Oshawott. It was very fun with him, so I was looking forward to this. He runs quite a meta line as well. He has Agraf and Zweilous. Most of the rest is the same, really. He does have a Heracross. As a matter of fact, he's quite weak to Heracross, so he might have like Aerial Ace on his Ascaf. See, Crossel into Agraf. Okay, this is a decent lead. For him, actually, not for me. Though in the 2 shields, it's not the worst, because your Smackdowns just do so much. But Agraf is spammy, so that's not great. I'll swap into my Umbreon. I like Umbreon. Again, one of my previous matchups, I said that Umbreon with 1 or 2 Snarl advantage just beats Ascaf, so I feel very comfortable swapping my Umbreon here. And he has Zweilous to answer, so he didn't even bring his Ascaf. I'm expecting his Mandibuzz in the back, just because he kind of needs it for my Heracross. Honestly, if I led Heracross, he would have been a dead man. Though, I guess Dragon Breath from Zweilous really add up on it, so maybe it will be okay for him. I have a shield advantage though. Is it the Mandibuzz? It is, so I'll swap immediately. He swaps immediately as well. This is fine because I wanted him to swap. I want him to swap so I can farm down. Let's see if he baits. He does. That's great for me. Can I get to this Rock Slide? This would KO or barely KO. I also noticed that he had Snarl on his Mandibuzz, which makes Heracross even more dangerous. I mean, I still lose, but it makes it more viable. This is an interesting throw. He didn't have to. Definitely didn't have to. On the other hand, now he gets to another move here. Aerial Ace does about 80%. It's double super effective, so I need to be careful with that. I want to get as much damage in as possible before I throw my close combat, because it does, I think, slightly less than 50%. If this kills, it's really barely. This is CMP as well, so very close match there. It's a very close game. Very well played by him too. I thought at the point when he threw his move on my 1 HP Crossel that it was not a great decision by him, because it allows me to farm him. But on the other hand, that also allowed him to get another shield from my Heracross. I wasn't sure it was Stone Edge or Rock Blast too. And I need to respect Stone Edge for sure. This is a good lead. He swaps into the Zweilous as expected. Why don't I swap in the Heracross here? Because I anticipate the Agraf in the back. Does that make this a good decision? No, because Umbreon just beats Agraf too. So this was not a good play. This was not a good play. As a matter of fact, if he shields something, he can win switch. So I bait. I think 2 foul plays KO. So I feel comfortable baiting. He doesn't shield. And I get to another foul play. This should kill. No, it does not. So now I'm in trouble. Because if he has Agra, I don't even have a shield advantage for my Heracross. That was after I saw Snarl on his Mandibuzz. All I wanted was just a shield advantage on Heracross, because that can basically, especially with an energy advantage, it basically sweeps anything. It was the Agraf. I just swapped in my Heracross into Zweilous. I was so quick with my prediction here that he would have the Agraf, so I could have swapped. I was ready to swap in my Heracross, honestly, or Umbreon, if I really predicted his line correctly. which I did, but I lost switch. So bad play on my part. And a very good IV Zweilous from him, I guess. Maybe I should have no-shielded there to farm him down. The thing is, if I farm down with Cross Soul, his Agraf is really spammy and Robles does quite some damage. I was hoping he would throw there, hoping to CMP me, but Triptundo's smart. I tried to catch his moves the whole time and I think I caught 0. So that did not go really well. Yeah, and a Stone Edge, and his Mandy already has a move, so he wins. Well played, well played. Alright, the third match. The third and decisive match. I changed my pose to the clown pose because it's actually my favorite. It shows the power of the wallet instead of actual skill. Hey. Yeah, so what I learned now is that I should not bait any Zweilous. Mandy lead, maybe he's running the same line, which I anticipated to, despite running the bad lead. Because with the energy advantage, my Umbreon should win the switch this time. My Snarls aren't really adding up though. I believe Zweilous wins this regardless in 2 shields. Because his fast moves add up, mine don't. Alright, doesn't shield again, but now I get to not foul play just because has a slight energy advantage. And he has to shield if he wants to keep switch, which he does. I believe he has a body slam stored as well, or he's very close to it. He does have it. This brings me into Aerial Ace range. Once Mandibuzz comes in, I'll swap into Mandibuzz immediately, hoping to catch the Aerial Ace. But he predicts it again. In the back is the Agraf, as expected. I anticipated by switching up to the Magnet Zone. Magnet Zone is decent against the Agraf, though Mirror Shot's kind of a crappy move. What I want to do is keep 2 shields for Heracross, because then I win. So I just want to get the next Mirror Shot in as well. I'm not expecting him to throw Stone Edge here, honestly, and it doesn't even kill. So I call the Rock Blast here, and now I just want to throw an alignment. But he throws somehow into my Spark, right? I should be able to do 2 Sparks for 1 Volt Switch. I want to CMP with him, but I think I desynced on his side. And this actually is going to cost me the game, because the Mandibuzz is 1 Snarl of 2 moves. So now I have to shield here. I predicted him to snipe me with the Mandibuzz, but he doesn't. Let's say I stayed in with the with the Magnet Zone, built to a Wild Charge. I would have won here, right? Because I would have the Wild Charge. Now I'm 2 off. He's 1 off, and I lose. Very unfortunate. If you play Meticulous, or you need to play Meticulous, that kind of costs you. But Triptundo's a friend of mine, and we looked at the recordings. He admitted that winning like that does not feel very well for him. So we decided to play the same matchup out. Actually, the same lines. I don't know if we were supposed to play it out the same way as well. At this point, since he said same lines, I kind of felt like playing this out different. Because let's say I was planning on double shielding my Heracross at first. Now that I know now that I'm 100% sure he has Agraf, I might as well stall out this matchup, snipe his what's it called? His Zweilous for another counter. If I don't eat the body slam, I can take 1 Aerial Ace, and then just double shoot my Magnet Zone. But you know, friendly rematches are very iffy. I kind of feel bad because, you know, he beat me. He was happy about that. I think I desynced there again, by the way, because I just lost. I didn't even see a Snarl, but that's fine. Didn't matter at this point, at least. But yeah, again, he meant very well. Very nice of him to rematch without asking referees as well, because you know the referees, you know, they're great people. They do it, you know, how do I say it? Just for free. It's not like a job that you're a silver referee. But they're all this. It's also not sure that they always take the right decision. Let's say it's just visual lag, even though we both see that there's just a desync on our side. That would kind of suck for me. Either way, he gave that rematch, and now you see that if I get my move off like I wanted to and don't have to shield my Magnezone, that now my Heracross in a very good spot, because if he shields the A-Graph, I farmed out with Heracross double close combat, and if he doesn't shield, he has to throw into my Magnezone, otherwise I get to a wild charge. I throw the close combat there, anticipating him to no shield. I mean, I have so much energy, I have so much shield, so many shields. So yeah, actual shout out to Triptando for doing this fair play. You don't see it a lot. We both looked at the recordings of our matches. He noticed I desynced. I showed him I desynced. I was a little salty. I mean, look, he played great. So if he disagreed or anything, I wouldn't say nah. I won't. I'm gonna dispute. I don't like disputing really. But he said, yeah, let's rematch, which I really appreciate. And despite actually taking the match by him deciding that, I'm glad that my strategy did work out there. So yeah, those were basically my Lunar matches for the first 2 weeks, I think. I'm doing more of them. Let me see real quick. Right, this is my team right now in Aragorn's tournament. I just tried a different approach. I don't think Go-Fire is good at all. I'm not sure if Magneton is good really, but you know, we're just gonna see. It's gonna be fun. I hope I can keep my. I have a high win rate now. It's basically the only thing I dig. I know I have a good rank, but I don't really care about ranking. I find the ranking system a bit scuffed, but this is what I dig. I want to keep this high. Anyway, that was my video. I hope you liked it. I hope maybe it inspires you if you are into the Lunar Cup or Silph metas. If you like it, give it a like or subscribe. And have a good one. See you next video.